Okay, here we go. This time, I mean it. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello, welcome. Thanks for joining us under the library. This is our homebrew live play Call of Cthulhu show. A few things before we get started tonight. First, a big thank you to Bridget Jeffries for her lovely words on Chaosium's blog about our new module, A Snake's Oil. Coincidentally, that can be found on DriveThruRPG if you happen to be interested. While I am shamelessly self-promoting our stuff, if you like what we do here and you would like to support us, you can do so at patreon.com/underthelibrary. With that out of the way, let's get a show started. My name's Arthur. I am playing Franny. We do have our Chris back tonight, but we are short one Rick for at least the first half of the show. He's going to try to make it after halftime, which Emily has now named it, but we're not 100% sure on that. Fingers crossed. Until then, I am joined by Chris, again, who is Boone. Emily is Joe. Scott's playing Culligan. Wayne is Rutherford. And as always, our incredible keeper is Michael. Michael, take it away.
Hey, thanks for joining us under the library. If I sound a little different, it's because after a year of doing this, I finally turned my microphone the right direction. Thanks. Our show is a tabletop role-playing game set in the world of Call of Cthulhu. It features themes of horror, body dismemberment, and other things that might be disgusting or furthered, being mature themes played by immature people. So, we hope you'll join us. And with that, I'll turn it over to Emily for last week's recap.
Okay. So the first thing that happened last week was that Joe went home from the theater and opened this book that she keeps with her, this journal. And immediately her thumbs and fingers sort of bleed into the page, but not in a broken skin sense, in a merging sense.
Some of us are easily confused.
Yes. She threw the book across the room, but immediately picked it up again because she saw print appearing in the book, cursive writing. The author wrote that the ritual continues to go well, and it wasn't me who summoned the visions. Was it her? And he continues to write about a ritual and about someone named LP who continues to berate him. Joe goes to sleep and dreams visions of the things that she read in the journal and herself also in these visions. The next morning, she heads back to the theater to try to find her friends. It is locked.
Did Joe use a little sanity for that? She should have lost a little sanity.
Probably.
I feel like she did.
I don't write all of the. I mean,
no,
if so,
I know. I'm just taking a little opportunity here to make sure that you lost the appropriate points where necessary.
Why don't I finish the recap and then we can talk about my stats?
In other words, quit your interrupting.
You just got smacked on the nose with a newspaper.
The theater was locked. She did find a high-tech deadbolt on one of the side doors that she was unable to pick. So she headed back to Richard's house. In the meantime, everybody else at Richard's house has awakened. Cully made himself a very large bowl of cornflakes and sugar and reads the morning paper. Bello fried 11 eggs in his chicken mobile. A combination of over easy, medium, and hard. And then we received a very lengthy fried egg schooling from our knowledgeable keeper. Franny has toast. Rutherford searches the house, trying to prepare for the lab excursion. He finds Richard's old expired ID, which he is able to easily take apart and work with. At this time, Franny has discovered the paintings on the table. She unrolls them and draws some of the same conclusions that Boone did, that they are blueprints, 7 paintings, 7 schematics. And she realizes that it is probably 2 stories above ground with 5 below. Joe arrives finally, and Cully makes her a Cully special, giant cereal, plenty of sugar. And Joe tells Cully, then Rutherford, about the journal. She shows Rutherford and shares the name Hans Becker. She slips and admits that she stole this journal from Hans. Franny and Rutherford both know him, and between examining the journal and what they know of Hans, they don't believe Joe. They know he's a joker, a practical joker, and they dismiss and even insult her for believing that this book may include something very important and even dangerous. So Joe is angry and hurt, grabs the book and runs outside, followed by both Bello and Cully. And as we ended, Rutherford was showing the ID to Franny, and they continue making plans to enter the facility. That's all.
All right.
That's all.
All right. Thank you for that wonderful recap, Emily. And you must be feeling very confident about Joe's safety and security in this storyline.
You're very welcome, Keeper.
All right.
I feel fine, by the way.
Oh, good. Good. We'll see what we can do to change that tonight.
The sass.
All right. And who would like to get tonight started? We have Culligan. Where are you, Culligan? Kind of, where did we leave you?
Chasing after Joe.
Aw.
You were outside, and
you booked up.
Yeah,
It's like a little, it's kind of like a My Girl moment.
I yelled at Rutherford, and then chased after.
Oh, I wrote that down. He yelled, "Why did you do that to her?"
And Boone's not with us, right?
Nope.
Just a pack of gum.
So Franny and Rutherford, the judging duo, are together in the house.
I'd say we're objective.
Yeah. Y'all tell me where you want to go. What you want to do from here.
Well, it's morning, so I would have to say why Rutherford is not the type of person to waste time, and if someone's been abducted, they could be in terrible danger. So, Franny, I say we put this plan into motion as quickly as possible. If there's a way for you to get the paperwork and this ID legitimate within the system, we can do that together. We can go to the system, to the complex, and maybe get in there this morning.
Well, okay, darling, but I don't want to move too quickly. I would like to take just a few minutes here and not only study these drawings a little bit, but try to recreate them in sketch form, in case one of us happens to wind up there, so that we have some sort of an understanding of where we are inside the space.
I was just going to say, our group never moves too quickly.
Well, that's true. So I want to take a few minutes and just study the drawings, see if there are any rooms that in particular stand out, that might be missing, if I can get any sort of sense as to where Richard might be. And then part two of that, and sort of while I'm studying each floor, I do want to make quick sketches of those floors, so that whoever does go there, like if it happens to be Rutherford and Culligan, that they take those with them, so they don't get lost.
Could you make an arts and crafts roll?
Is that a thing?
It is. Which I'm guessing you don't have a lot of.
I don't ever recall seeing that. I suppose this is probably the time
or fifth down.
when I should open my character sheet.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I get a little caught up with the techie stuff.
Oh, yeah, character sheet.
Arts. I don't have arts and crafts.
It's actually probably written in italics on one of the spaces that says none under archaeology.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
Yeah.
None.
You should have a 5 at least.
That's exactly what I have.
Yeah, there you go.
I got a great chance of making this roll.
I know you do. I can't wait to see what you draw.
If I leave one of the dice out, then I did get a 5.
Oh, okay.
Can I do that? Can I ignore one of them? And actually,
What's
the
the
other
other
one,
one?
the other one has a 5 on it.
Oh, okay.
I got
55.
a 50 and a 5.
All right.
Can I just take the
That's
5
good.
one, or can I turn the 50 around?
So it's kind of like you use the broadside of a crayon to make this map. Sorry, it just might not be the most accurate representation, but we're okay with that. Okay. Let me I need to make a little note here of how well your drawing was.
God damn it.
All right. And in terms of trying to glean things from the map itself, let's make an intelligence roll here.
Okay, that should be much better. That's just short of a hard success.
All right.
Rutherford's going to join in and looking through the map too. It just makes sense to do that.
Sure.
Over the shoulder kind of thing.
Right.
Rutherford could commit it to memory.
I was wondering if Rutherford's that smart. Do you have an eidetic memory by any chance?
Franny's almost that smart.
Rutherford, they're talking to you, Rutherford.
That smart.
They're talking.
Rutherford's an egghead. He can give it a shot. Looking at it, he's kind of quirky. I don't even know what he knows. So maybe he looks at it and something settles in. I don't know.
I think it'd take a hard success to photographically memorize the map.
So he takes a gander and he goes, "This is a fascinating thing. It looks like an inverted ziggurat." And he gets with his super high intelligence. I missed I got a hard success and I missed my extreme success by 3.
Did you want to burn some luck?
A hard success. I said a hard success was enough. You're good. All right. So
he looks for inconsistencies. That's what I was going to say. Sort of like Franny was done. Any inconsistencies where things don't seem to jog, or something is like, for instance, looking at a map, you can kind of sense supporting walls and stuff like that, and where something may be like a large room and maybe something else is there. It doesn't make sense.
Well, you would get the sense that based on what you know from Richard, that Richard didn't know what the spaces were necessarily used for. Nothing on the map is labeled. With that roll, though, you do get it's stored up in here, so you'll be okay navigating the facility, Rutherford. As y'all look over the map, you notice that on the 3rd floor there seemed to be you called it an inverted ziggurat, and we're going to go with that now. That's now what this structure looks like. And somewhere along the if you count the top as the 1st floor, somewhere around the 3rd floor, there are some pretty consistent and smaller cell-like structures. Other than that, there is a lot of there's no schematics for kind of like the plumbing or electrical or anything on this. This is a pretty basic map, but there is enough there that does give you the structural integrity, as well as how to move around the facility, things like doors. There's no windows anywhere in the facility, except on the 1st floor, which is probably how you deduced, what was that, an episode ago or 2 episodes ago, that it moves downward. Not only is there not a 7-story tall structure in town, but there's also, now you're realizing, no windows anywhere on this thing.
And I for Franny, I was going to say, have you ever seen any animals, besides humans, anything coming in and out of this facility? Because there seems to be some sort of cells or little areas that for holding pens, perhaps.
Why, I don't recall, Rutherford. Let me think about that for a minute. Keeper, have I seen anything like that?
So, Franny, no, you haven't, but as we talked about, I think in episode 1, Boone jumped off the train before it entered this facility, but part of the 1st floor is the ability for the train to basically run through a part of the building and park. so that there is a built-in way to transport things in and out of this building without it ever coming into view.
You know, Rutherford, I just thought of something. We might really want to find Boone and see if he saw anything unusual on that train. I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but we should really try to find him and ask him some questions about that. He may have seen something very important there.
Well, don't blame yourself for not thinking of it before. It wasn't at the forefront of your thinking. But now that our host has been abducted and we're thinking about the facility and getting in, Boone's information is of paramount importance.
I agree, and that's very kind of you to say, Rutherford.
So I say we should look for our friend. He just left his pack of chewing gum as some sort of note that he was leaving, and I don't know if that means if he's coming back. I don't speak hobo.
Well, I think I shall bring that chewing gum with us to return to him when we find him.
All right. So I suppose the next step then would be to find our friend Boone.
Would never leave a good
right before that, though, Franny, you need to close with some bit about that silly little girl, Joe.
You're a horrible person. So for our viewers, I confided in our keeper how hard that was for me last week to be so mean to Joe, and he is just forcing me to continue it this week because he's a horrible human being. Well, if only we can control that Joe and her crazy emotional outbursts, then maybe we can actually get some real investigatory work done. Are you happy, Michael? Now I feel terrible.
I don't know.
I don't know. That came out pretty easily as far as I was concerned.
At least Joe is outside.
I see the keeper turning Franny insane and eventually killing Joe.
I can actually feel my face getting red right now. It's terrible.
All right. Cut to Joe and Cully.
So I'm going to be yelling, Joe, stop running. Joe, come back.
So I will stop and come back, but as an aside to the keeper, should I just play this out with Cully as I would and ignore that Bello had a role that might... I mean, is that what you meant before?
Well, Bello's a little absent-minded and easily distractible, so, maybe he, all of a sudden started worrying about his eggs.
Yeah, he remembered that the pilot light was still on in his truck and had to shut it down.
He's like, wait, I've only eaten the hard-boiled. I need to eat the medium and soft.
Wow. Okay.
Is that more important than your friend?
That's not me. That's I would never give up chasing you. I actually bring my big bowl of cereal.
Okay. Okay. I left mine. It was less important than grabbing my journal and getting out of there.
Joe, don't go so fast. I'm going to spill.
No kidding. Joe, come back. I am so sorry I had you talk to that stupid Rutherford. I thought he was one of the few good adults. I thought that he was going to be like Richard. But it turns out he's just another snob.
Will you walk with me? I have to get away from there, but I feel like I should explain some things to you.
Yeah, just do me a favor. Don't say anything again where Franny can hear it. She just seems to delight in cruelty and just being awful. She seems to want, she sees you as a bug, and she's just crushing you under her thumb of cruelty and malice.
I hate you so much.
I wish I could give you an inspiration point right now, Culligan.
Brown nose.
I feel that. She just treated me like nothing that I was experiencing had any worth.
Yeah, I think
she doesn't know.
I think Franny and Rutherford have the same problem. They're both so smart that they're stupid. I don't trust them.
I used to like game night.
I think a lot of adults are like that.
A lot of adults. That's why we have to get Richard back. All right. Yeah. Tell me what happened with the journal. I believe you.
Okay. Well, I think I need to tell you some things, and you have to promise me that you'll still be my friend.
No, of course. I've told you all the bad stuff in my life, and you haven't run away screaming.
I know, but
Actually, she
that's
did
because my
just run away
stuff is
screaming.
worse.
Oh, good. Franny's going after the boy too now.
Making friends wherever you go.
No, that was me. That was all art.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. I would never.
So
Unless you tell me you're going to kill me, then I might run away.
I am not going to kill you. I would never, ever, ever kill anyone.
Except Rick.
I would not even kill Rick.
Or the keeper.
I might kill the keeper. So, I've never really talked about my past. I've never talked about my family. I've never even talked about this book.
Yeah, that's okay.
But it was true what I told them. I did take the book from this man. His name was Hans, and he lived in my town. And he had such a big library, and he had so many interesting things in his house. And he was just like, he was a little different. He didn't really talk to people in the town, but he was always doing something like, I don't know, there were weird sounds that would come. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic. He was fascinating. And so sometimes I would climb the tree by his house and I would look in the window to see what he was doing. And there was this one night that he drew a picture on the floor and he was speaking words in another language, and he had this journal, and something started to appear in the circle. And it was
what appeared in the circle?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, because
was it like a demon? Was he summoning a demon? I've heard about Satanists. Is he a Satanist?
It might have been a demon. I didn't have the words. I didn't know what it was, but it was dark, but it was also kind of like luminescent, but it was a little fuzzy at the edges. Like, I don't know, but then he got distracted. I don't know why, but he stopped. He didn't finish the ritual, but it was so fascinating. And so I took his journal. I mean, one of the branches from the tree was right by the window, and I took it. And now I have this journal, but have
you ever drawn a circle around it? Did you ever get the demon to appear from it?
I don't really want to talk about that.
You don't have to talk about it. I'm taking that as a yes.
But do you really want to know?
Yeah, I want to know. I want to know if we can summon a demon. That would be awesome. That would be
but
go in my book for sure.
You can't put this in your book. You can't put it in your book, and you can't tell anyone.
All right.
This is serious. This is really serious.
I won't put it in my book.
I've never said anything was this serious. I'm usually pretty happy, but this. So I drew the circle and I said the words, and I didn't know them. They were in another language. But so my friend was helping me, and it appeared. But my friend Mary, she stepped on the circle, and I don't know why. Like, I didn't know it would matter. I didn't know it would make a difference.
Demon got her.
I hid under the table, and it killed her.
Culligan's jaws just on the ground. Eyes are as big as teacups.
And it ran upstairs, and that's why I had to leave town.
Did you ever hear? Did they think you killed her?
It killed my parents.
It killed your parents too?
It killed some other people
Did the police
in my
think you
town.
did it?
I don't know. I ran.
I bet the cops are after you. This thing
I-
comes out, it kills all these things, and then you run away.
Joe, make a sand roll.
Yeah. That's fair. I made it.
Hey, you're okay for now.
All right, Joe. Two things. One, I'm so sorry. That sounds like the scariest thing imaginable. I'm sorry I had you tell me about it. I didn't think it was going to end that way.
Can't tell anyone.
I won't tell anyone. And two,
You kids talking about demons? just kidding. Well, let me tell you, one time I ran into the Mothman when I was out east.
Got to break the tension there,
Thanks.
Chris.
I know, I had to. It was. I was about to tear up. I had to.
Jesus,
And
as if I didn't feel bad enough about Franny giving Joe shit, and I feel even worse.
oh, Joe, the other thing is, how come if the book is that terrifying, why don't we get rid of it?
Well, I thought that if I kept it, I might figure out where it came from or why it did this. And I just,
But wait, did the demon stay out?
I don't know what happened to it. It ran out of my house.
But we can't destroy the book because don't we have to get the demon back into the book?
I don't know how this stuff works. It just seemed like I was just afraid
So mad
I
at
was
Rutherford
afraid
and
to
Franny.
destroy it.
I bet Rutherford and Franny, if they took you seriously, I bet they could have helped us figure this out. I know if we had Richard would have helped us. He believes everything.
But now I don't know what to do because things appear in the book. That was true. I sat and I looked at it last night because these faces were in the air and it seemed like a summoning. And I don't know. I don't know what I thought. I thought maybe something would help.
Is there any
And-
chance were the words from the demon or were the words from someone else maybe?
I don't know. I mean, so this might be, everything is crazy, but this might be the craziest. What if it's the magician? Because in the book, he wrote about LP and the woman was Lana Pere. And I heard them arguing. I don't even know if I told you that. Last night, when I went into the theater in the backstage area, I heard Caspar the magician and Lana arguing. And she said that, like, he didn't appreciate her and that she was just feeling frustrated. And then
Look, that magic that we saw, I don't care what anybody says. That was real. And Richard thought it was real. He called us there because he wanted us to see that there was real magic. And I think he said some other words to maybe trick Rutherford and some of the grown-ups, but he took us there because he wanted us to see that magic.
I believe it was real.
It was totally real.
But is it
we
possible
need
that
to
this
find
man is
Boone.
writing in my book? How
We
could
need to
he
find
be?
Boone. Boone is going to believe you. I think Boone, if there's one other adult besides Richard that we can trust, I have a feeling Boone's going to listen.
I mean, I guess, but Rutherford and Franny,
Chris, you're muted.
I think he's muted on purpose
Okay.
because he's singing. I don't know what's happening.
I don't know what's happening. Okay.
Y'all are gonna cause a break with Art and Franny. Yeah,
That's
It's like-
because they just
terrible.
insulted the most important thing in my life.
Art's gonna like ditch Franny. Like, I can't play this character anymore.
Good job.
Oh gosh, I missed the whole thing. Sorry. So you two kids are outside, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm
so you-
just telling her.
Were you
Yeah,
just singing?
I was. So you hear coming up from a short distance away, oh, the buzzing of the bees and the cigarette trees and the soda water fountain, the lemonade springs and the bluebird sings and the big rock candy mountain. Hey there, kids. Hey, Cully, how you doing? Did you get that gum I left you?
It's Boone. I didn't take it because I didn't want to take your gum, but I'm going to have a piece after my breakfast, but I want to give it back. I knew you wouldn't leave us, and I knew you wouldn't leave a pack of gum. I knew you'd be back for it.
No, I just wanted you to help yourself. I was gone. I just had some hobo business to attend to.
All right, so Boone, we've got something to tell you, and I need you to promise me something. And if you can't make the promise, just be honest. We need you to stop being an adult for a minute.
I don't know that I ever became an adult, but
we need you to listen to us. Joe had something happen, and I think you'll understand it. If we had Richard here, he would help and he would understand. We tried to confide in Rutherford and Franny, and they're just too smart. They wouldn't listen. But if you listen to her story, just keep an open mind. And even if you disagree, promise me you will not say one mean word.
I cross my heart. I have no intention of demeaning you children in a way that... But I know what you're saying. Sometimes, adults, they, especially when they're educated, you'd think that would open their horizons, but it can close them off to the idea of magic. And tell you, hobos believe in magic.
I knew we could count on you. So can we do like a Deus Ex Machina?
Yeah, so you guys, do a recap.
But I want to ask Boone a question.
Oh, sure.
Boone, you travel a lot, right?
I've been back and forth several times across this country.
Have you ever visited a little town called Abiquiu?
Abiquiu. Does the train go through there?
Well, yes, it does.
I might have been through it, but I know I never stopped there.
Okay. Well, then you probably wouldn't know of anything weird happening there.
No. Yeah, I definitely, hobos leave news for each other outside of town. So if there was something strange about a town, in fact, that's where I just was. I was leaving some hobo news, letting my fellow travelers know that this is not a safe town anymore.
Boone, you're such a good guy. You're keeping people safe. Franny, Boone, we can, or Joe, we can talk to him. He's going to listen.
Wait, Boone, you do have a piece of information about Abiquiu.
Oh, I do. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm.
Something's coming to me.
Yep. Okay, wait. Abiquiu. Oh, I thought you were talking about.
I thought you said barbecue.
I thought you said barbecue. Yeah. So what do I know about Abiquiu?
You know that that there is a really strong hallucinogen that people can get a hold of there, and that it's not widely known, but on the network, on your hobo network, it's known that if you want to go see visions, there's places you can go in Abiquiu to get some of this stuff, and it makes you see things. It opens up your mind to the world.
Okay, kids, I wasn't going to tell you this because, I know kids are very curious, and I didn't want to pique your curiosity, get you involved in things you shouldn't be involved in at your age, but yeah, I know about Abiquiu. There's a hobo lore there that there's a hypnotic brew that you can get a hold of in Abiquiu that gives you dreams beyond your natural dreams. You sort of see things that, sometimes they're good things, but more often than not, they're things you wish you hadn't seen.
All right, but Boone, before Joe tells you gotta. That's not this. This is different. That might be it. That might be there, but that's coincidental. Or that's the keeper just doing his best to plant the seeds of doubt. One of the two. We're not sure which.
I'm sure which.
There's an option 3.
Oh, the keeper's a dick.
That's a given.
Okay.
Why do you look offended?
I guess I thought of a different option 3. You fucking with my backstory?
Well, let me tell you, kids, I've never partaken. You've either got to be a glutton for punishment, or you got to be a hobo shaman.
I've seen. There's
minds are open to that kind of thing.
There's tons of junkies down in the straits, and I won't go near that stuff.
Oh, yeah, so many lives.
Stuff destroys people.
So many lives lost.
There's people in my old gang that used to do that stuff. I won't go near it.
You're a good boy, Cully.
Thank you. All right, Joe. So,
Well, I was just asking about Abiquiu because I can't, it's my hometown and I can't go back there now because some things happened. And I just wondered if people knew about them outside of the town. And it doesn't matter what they are.
Oh, you mean all those murders?
Oh. Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, great. That's
No.
great.
Someone had scratched. In the hobo newsletter outside Abiquiu. There was something. Yeah, there was a big hullabaloo a while back about a bunch of people dying in Abiquiu. I say murders. That's just hobo imagination. We like to spin things out. Self-entertainment. We're storytellers. We like to spin things out. But some people died there. Yes, I am aware of that.
oh, you got to tell him.
It was this
I
book.
think you can trust him.
And I'll hand him the journal.
Don't open it. Don't open it, Boone.
What? Why? You handed it to me.
Don't open it. Just look at it, but don't open it.
Okay. I look
Would make
at
a PAL roll.
Ooh, pal. 96.
Oh, fuck.
What have you done, kids? Ah!
The book falls open.
Okay, make roll a d6.
Oh my God, poor Boone. 4.
Okay, well that's big. So take 4 points of sand away, and then as Joe passes you the book, you grab it with both hands, and you're kind of thinking more about the stories and everything else, and you're not paying that much attention to the book. And as the book hits your hands, you don't know this, but you are inside Joe's house, and it's very dark. You can't make out the figures, but you all of a sudden you feel the death in the room. It overwhelms you, and you either drop the book or you throw it back to her. Something. You got to get rid of the book, basically.
Yep, I'll just drop it. Am I still there, or is that once I drop the book?
Once you drop the book, you're all right. But 4 points. It's pretty significant kind of vision of the death inside Joe's house and the murders.
Why did you hand me that thing? You should have warned me it was cursed.
I didn't know.
I saw a house that was full of death. A bunch of people died there.
My gosh, and again, Cully's jaws dropped, eyes are huge.
And I could tell it was darkness. It weren't natural death. It weren't even by the hand of a man or woman. It was unnatural, unholy death.
Amen.
That might have been my house.
It was too dark. I couldn't really tell what it looked like. But you need to burn that book.
Joe, you get to make a sand roll to follow that up.
Of course I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I really made that one. That's an 11.
So I'm going to say, Boone, I talked to her about burning the book, but the demon that got out, what if we have to trap him back in the book? What if we burn the book and then he stays out forever?
Okay, can we just say that you told me about the demon so I don't have to...
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
I hadn't thought of that, Cully. That's...
What if we get to burn the book and then we can't get him out of this world? What if he just keeps killing and killing?
Well, let me try something. I'm going to try to touch the book again, but I'm going to put my coat, my jacket up over my hands and just sort of touch it and see if anything happens.
All right. As you pick it up, the hair stands up on the back of your neck, and you get the classic chill down your spine, and you feel tainted just touching this book.
Being near it. Yeah, this book is Trouble with a capital T. And, yeah, you shouldn't touch this with your bare hands. In fact, I don't think you should touch it at all. If you're going to keep it, put it in a bag or something. Did I just say something, some sort of innuendo?
Yeah, I don't think you should touch it at all, is what you said.
Oh.
Especially not. Anyway.
I'm just thinking it's like a really old magazine.
Well, I think we were just talking about...
Not helping Wayne.
Ugh.
Not helping Wayne.
Now, do you say Franny and Rutherford, you told them about this, and they
didn't believe us.
Essentially, they just told me I was a stupid child.
They made fun of Joe. They were sort of mean.
Well, they're just not able to wrap their head around it. So,
yeah, I feel bad because I'm the one that said that Joe should talk to him, but I don't know.
It's okay, Cully. You didn't know.
I
don't hold it against you.
We got to get Richard back at Boone because we got to do something. What if that demon comes after us?
It's been 4 years.
Oh, I guess he won't.
I don't know what happened to the demon, but I can't get rid of the book because it talks to me.
And do you think, Boone, what do you think?
Wait. What?
She told you about that too. She told you about how the letters appeared and she thought it was the magician.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant you heard the voice in
front of my eyes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Writings just appear, and some of them I don't even know the language, but the ones that appeared last night after the show, those were in English, and I wonder if they might be related to what's going on here, which would be crazy because the book was from Abiquiu.
I wonder if the magician's ever been to Abiquiu. You have like a performance venue in the town?
It's a pretty small town. Keeper, is there a performance venue in Abiquiu?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Huh.
Maybe the book is just it's like a big antenna for magic.
But
Rutherford maybe it's just connected with them because they've got magic, and the book picked it up.
Rutherford and Franny knew Hans. I mean, maybe he seemed to have things from a lot of different places. Maybe he knew the magician. Maybe he knows Richard. We have to find Richard.
No, he's going to help us.
Especially if you think he would listen to me, because the things that the book says have never been so prescient, so related.
Yeah, Richard will listen. Before, Boone is the second adult that I've met that I can trust. Richard's the first. He's the only adult that I ever trusted. So I'm going to get him back no matter what.
But this is I'm sorry, kids. This is a heavy secret to have to keep, but I think you both know we have to keep this on the down low. But yeah, just don't mention it. We can keep with the initial plan of trying to find Mr. Richard, and if they're holding him against his will, set him loose. But yeah, once Mr. Richard is here, we're gonna hopefully get some answers from him. And if Franny and Rutherford can't come around to seeing that there's more under heaven and earth than is dreamed of in their philosophy. So,
and
Horatio.
It's nice. As you're saying that, I'm looking around on the ground and I'm looking for pebbles and like small rocks that'll fit in my slingshot.
Okay. That's not. I mean, that's sure.
I figured that's pretty easy. So I'm going to get 5, 6 of these things, maybe a couple real small ones as well.
Okay.
Oh, and just sort of load them up in my pocket.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we should go back in and make nice with Franny and Rutherford and just humor them. There's stuff they're not ready to handle yet. So you just humor them. We'll follow their plan. It's a good plan. Go rescue Mr. Richard. But yeah, shortly down the road, we're going to have to open their minds to what's possible in this world.
All right, that sounds like a good plan to me. What about you?
Did I ever tell you I saw Sasquatch?
That's awesome.
Yep.
And I take out my book and I'm like, remember to ask Boone about his encounter with Sasquatch.
Yeah, no time to go into it now.
Yeah, we'll do it later. I've got a whole page reserved for you.
Yep.
I can't wait to hear that. And but the one thing I'll say is if something happens and there's magic from the magicians and we know all this stuff's going on, if I hear Rutherford or Franny and they don't see something that the rest of us see, I'm not going to back down. Because if they don't see magic, that could mean the difference between finding Richard and not finding Richard.
Yep, and it could be protecting their lives as well. So, good on you, Cully.
Well, I've spent a lot of time putting on a happy face, so I think I can probably manage to put one on for two closed-minded adults. No problem.
Keeper is so evil.
Really horrible.
This is so against Art's type.
It not only is it against my type, it's actually against Franny's type because she has already had contact and does believe in
maybe
shit.
This will change. Maybe it'll evolve over
And
time.
people have off days. People have bad moments.
Yeah.
It's fine.
People have little devils on their shoulder with a hipster cap and a beard.
I believe you took it to the whole next level, though, Scott. I will say. No, it was nice. All right. Do y'all want to take a break here? Or do y'all want to keep going for a few more minutes?
Yeah, break sounds good.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good. We'll take 5-10 minutes and see everybody on the other side. And we're back from break, and we have Rick back. So now we have a full house. Go for it,
And
Michael.
if you're on the audio, you should definitely pop over to YouTube and check out Rick's lighting because
It is spectacular.
it's spicy good. All right.
It's like
So,
blue steel,
That
but
is one sexy
with
Rick.
Chicken Man. Thank you.
Look at
You
him
might
go.
want to put him on mute while you look at the lighting, but you'll want to look at the lighting.
Sadly, he doesn't have his mic with him, but
Yeah,
it would just be too much.
If only
It
you
would
had
be
the good
way too
mic that you could lean into.
Ooh, Boone.
Give
You
everybody
should-
a little.
You should lip sync while Boone talks. You should definitely just
Boy.
just move your mouth and Boone can do the talking for you.
So, the other day I was grilling up a dozen eggs, and, sometimes you get a little butter on yourself, and you can't help but, things happen, and sometimes there's friction, and then your mother walks in.
Wow.
Oh, I feel
10 out of 10. Thank you for that, Chris. Wow.
I was just moving my mouth and not listening to it, and I regret that entire exchange.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Welcome back,
I
Rick.
could watch a whole show of you two doing that. All right.
We should have a whole blooper reel of random non sequiturs in the future. Sounds good.
Oh,
Bloopers, that's the good stuff.
Pretty sure I do that at the beginning and the end of every single episode. That is
all
the
right.
bulk
Let's
of my
get back
weekly
into the
editing.
show. All right. Should we give Bello a chance?
Yeah.
I
A
suppose.
really short chance, but we'll give him a chance. Oh, he froze. Okay, somebody else go.
No,
He's still there.
Oh, there he is. Oh, he was just super still.
He's trying to take
He looks-
advantage of that lighting. He doesn't want to move.
He looks really confused.
He does.
I'm here.
He needs to figure
Oh, we
out how
missed
to.
you, Bello.
Yeah, he needs-
This is
If
for all the
come out-
ladies out there. This is I'm a single cock looking for his hand. So
And Rick is back.
if you come out right now, you'll see Joe and Culligan and Boone all talking.
okay, so Bello. Okay, so Bello
Rick,
cracks
Scott
open
is
the wing.
inviting you to come out. That's what
Yeah,
that was.
I heard it and I paused. And
I could
was
make
like,
the
it's-
invitation even more clear if you need. We are waiting for you.
And
To the
just so
chicken
you
wing
know,
door.
the mood is really serious.
Yes, it is.
Joe
Actually.
laid
That's
down
true.
some
Yeah, Bello.
deep drama.
Bello's really good at reading that, so I'm sure he will take it just as seriously as it deserves.
I'm not even gonna make you make a roll on it because it's that serious.
Yeah. So Bello, he pops the chicken wing door open, and it's like one of them DeLorean doors, except it's a chicken wing on the side, and so it flaps open, and he hops out. He goes, "Oh, you're all right here. I decided you all didn't like my eggs, and I that's on you. They were scrumptious, but I figured you might like some tater tots. Here's some Bello tots, and fresh out of the wood stove that I have on my car. Let's not get into the mechanism of why or how that works at all in this time period, but we just glossed over that last time, and I'm bringing an awkward amount of attention to it now. And I will come over with my tray of tots and start.
That you cooked in a wood stove?
Don't,
Yes.
Emily.
We're just gonna keep going
Sorry,
here.
I'm sorry.
That was the point. We're just gonna gloss completely over that, and
Baked tots in the 40s. Well,
Sure. Sure.
we're inventing a lot here at
I
Bello
will
Industries.
eat some tots. I didn't get any eggs.
And so I'll take the tots and I'll start just chucking them, trying to
Oh, do I need
I'll
to
grab
roll
some.
for tot catching?
tot catching.
No, I'd prefer to keep us back on the pre-break storyline, so we're not going to roll for
Yeah, okay,
dexterity
that's
and
fair.
tater tots.
And so it says, now I come out here and it seems like there's a bit of a wet blanket, a pall over this whole group. What seems to be troubling y'all?
And I give
Oh,
I
what?
give the kids a look and
Blanket.
Wet blanket
like,
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, oh,
means
Bello,
things are somber.
Everything's fine.
I give like a little subtle
Okay.
zip the lip.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, oh,
Thing.
Bello, we just had some stuff with Franny and Rutherford, and Joe and I were a bit upset, but Boone helped us to calm down. So I want to go back and eat the rest of my cereal before it gets too soggy.
Can I do a spot hidden to see if I notice the lip zipping Boone?
I'll say that you notice it. In fact, what I'll do is, Joe, you make a spot hidden.
I will. I made it.
Okay, so you
Regular
also
success.
you also notice Boone making the zip lip face to old Bello.
I think he was making it to
No, I
me.
wasn't making it at
Making it
Bello.
to
I
us.
was making it at the kids that maybe we shouldn't.
Oh,
Tell
I misunderstood. Oh, I got it.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I misunderstood. Yes, Bello, you make your spot hidden roll. Go ahead. I'm
I'll
sorry.
be making my roll here.
You gotta help the keeper along here.
Holy moly! Well, I got a 71 and I have a 71, so I believe I just barely squeaked under.
So Bello sees Boone. You see him making the zip lip face, and little sus in the moment.
We're fine.
So,
We're
yeah.
totally fine. We were just
We're
going
good.
back inside because everything's totally fine.
All right, come on, Joe, let's go get the cereal. I bet yours
Yeah,
isn't too soggy
I
yet.
need to get my big Cully special.
And I
You're
don't
a
know if
genius,
you've eaten
Mr.
those-
Bello.
I
These
don't know if
tots
you've
are
eaten those tots.
Oh, the
Boone,
tots!
don't
Yes,
eat 'em.
yeah, the tots are fantastic. They're a family recipe.
Boone, do you remember what happened the last time
There.
you ate Bello's food?
Well, that was chicken. What could be wrong with taters?
It's the same stuff.
There's in my mama's recipe. We call them Mama Munchies. So go ahead and have a couple of them.
One of them came out of Bello's pants. The other came out of Bello's oven. So I'm just gonna say there's a
What?
big difference between the two.
Okay, let me roll and see which I got. Low is good.
No, he's comparing the chicken to the tots.
No, the chicken to the
Yeah,
top.
you're
This is-
okay.
these are
all
not
the
pocket
tots,
tots.
came out of the tots came out of the oven.
I thought they were
Yeah.
crotch tots.
No,
These are fresh tots. No crotch tots.
Oh no!
I think that was going to stick. Bellows crotch tots.
Let me,
His pocket chicken and crotch tots.
That would be great. Like it comes served in a pair of pants and you reach in the pockets.
Oh, God.
I got
We're
a
going
tender
back
and two
inside the
tots.
house because everything's fine.
Okay, well,
All right, we're heading on in. Just no more talking. We just turn around
Yep,
and start
okay.
walking in the house.
okay, we'll head on in. I'll de-wing my car and head on in.
So Bello, as you go into the house, you notice that Rutherford and Franny are, even as aloof as you are, Rutherford and Franny are off to the side talking, and Joe is visibly adolescent pissed at Franny and Rutherford. Sorry, Joe.
Can I roll on that?
To be
Because
visibly
I've been
pissed?
spending 4 years pretending everything's fine. So why wouldn't I be able to do it now?
Oh, cool. I thought maybe you wanted to like project that edge, but if you wanted to project the everything's fine, you don't even have to roll for that.
Joe's had a lot of practice at everything's fine.
Never mind then. I lied to you, Bello.
Now,
I'm
Cully does
full of-
not have practice that everything is fine.
Okay.
So
Okay, Bello.
it might make sense for me to do a roll because I'm still feeling a little pissed, but I'm trying not to show it.
Okay, that's fine. So, Bello, you see that Culligan has an edge. Franny and Rutherford are off to the side. And Joe is a bundly ball of joy.
Absolutely.
We're going to
Because
have a
everything is
smorgasbord
fine.
here of.
In fact, Bello, make a
emotions.
psych roll. Do you have psychology?
Probably. Why not? You got to know your audience. You got to know I don't. I do not have that.
Make that roll. Make that roll.
Yep. Yeah, did not make that roll. I got a 36 out of 10.
Okay. All right. Is it good enough for your spot hidden, though?
No, it's very good for us, buddy. Yeah.
Okay, so then you just notice what I put out there. No psychology behind it.
I noticed what you're putting down. I got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. There's a jumbling of emotions here, a bit of a taunt between the parties.
What?
Nothing. So I'll go over to Franny and Rutherford, and I'll say, the two of you, what are we commiserating about? We got a plan here to figure out what's going on.
The plan is to get into the facility and to retrieve our abducted friend, Richard. That's the most important thing we have to do. It's of tantamount importance. We should get on it. And my friend Franny is helping and has a lot of knowledge of this facility. And we have a map here. So we are time is of the essence. And Franny has a plan.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. Now, what I'd like to do is contribute to your plan, and my sense is that these government folks are going to pay keen attention about the goings on in the facility, and so I have a scheduled appointment this late morning here, early afternoon, to sell my chicken wares within the facility. So I'm happy to do so and create a bit of a cluck motion, a bit of a distraction.
And we have a legitimate way to get in that shouldn't ruffle any feathers on their part, and we should be able to get in almost in a legitimate fashion with an entry badge and paperwork. But if you have a distraction, that can only help.
Yes, I can try and do that and distract the guards with my wonderfully greaseless chicken. In fact, like a Trojan chicken, does anybody need to smuggle in on the vehicle?
Well, I'm sure that you might like someone to come and help you, which could be wonderful. And the more people who are out having your chicken, the fewer people that we will encounter on our way in. So that is certainly very helpful.
I'm just worried that the plumbing of the facility may not be able to handle the aftermath of the chicken consumption.
Well, that's true. Hopefully we will be out and clear by the time that happens.
Well, I thought Bello's chicken was delicious myself.
That's right, Joe Bonds. That's right. It is wonderful.
I think the chicken that comes out of the fryer is just fine. It's the chicken that comes out of his undergarments. The pocket chicken that would be more concerning.
Look, I'm not going to hold it against Mr. Bello. I just happened to get a bad piece. Sometimes you can't be 100% in anything. I just happened to be the 1%.
You didn't hold it at all.
I just realized I have a broken wing, so I really couldn't have carried a whole tray of tater tots. I had them crunked in my crock, and I was
Sure.
tossing them with the other hand. It's fine. We got. Yeah,
I'd have
let's
helped
move
you.
past that.
If I saw you struggling, yeah, I'd have helped you.
people would have helped. My point is, I will need help serving said chicken and cooking said chicken. So, and if anybody would like to help, preferably if we can fit a smaller folk here on the car. It's got plenty of room.
I'll
Yes.
help.
And Boone, what were you thinking of doing during this endeavor?
Well, I know a lot about trains. Wink, wink.
Speaking of trains, Boone,
Yeah,
while we've got you here, we
that's
did
what I
have
thought.
we did have a question that we wanted to ask you. Did you see anything unusual on that train that you were on as you were coming into town?
Yeah, I'll ask the. Let me see. I'll stroke my beard.
Roll a
Wait for-
spot hidden. Or a listen. Either one. Listen. Actually, roll a listen.
And also, a question would be if our friend here saw if the train cars were different. I'd like to ask him that. If they were comprised of like a cattle car or a chemical car that held liquid or different things like that.
So I got an extreme success on the listen. And to Rutherford's point, generally a hobo would ride into in a car that they could easily get into. Were there other cars that were unusual, like armored or windowless or?
You always purposefully avoid the front of the train because it's always more. But in particular with this one, it wasn't even an option. The front cars were seemed to be a very modern metal, unlike the rear cars, which were not necessarily beaten down, but more of like your typical kind of wooden cars and other kind of materials that didn't seem vulnerable, but they weren't nearly as secure as the first 5 cars at the front of the train. And you ended up on the back. It was an odd train because normally you're able to find at least one open compartment, but this one you actually rode on the inside the rails of the caboose.
Yeah. Also, I have no problem riding on top of the car.
Yeah. Okay. Then you did that. You rode on the tops of the cars here. There wasn't any way to get in. You couldn't really find an access into the car, as in that. Well, they do kind of check around and try and make sure y'all aren't easily getting on the trains. You haven't seen one this locked up in quite some time.
Okay. So I let you guys know that it was really unusual to find a train. It was going in the direction I was going, so I had to hop it, but I hopped on and I had to like take the ladder up to the top and just kind of hang out there.
One of the reasons that you jumped off early, even though that was kind of typical protocol, the sounds coming from the front of the train, you couldn't identify in any way whatsoever. In fact,
mechanical or
they definitely were not mechanical. You were able to assess that much, and you're used to kind of the speed of the train, warping noise and changing sounds, and you're used to the creaking of metal and things that come out of the woods, noises out of the woods as you go through in the evenings. But these were consistent. They followed you the whole. You were on this train how long?
Let me see. Probably a good 2 days.
Yeah, they never stopped. In fact, that was one of the most unsettling.
Were they on the train or were they following the train?
No, they were on the train from the front of the train.
Okay.
They were in some ways incessant, and not enough.
How did it make me feel? You give me the Wiggins?
Oh yeah, it just only because you'd never been on a train where anything was able to make that much noise for that long, right? Mm-hmm. Even when you'd hopped a circus train or something, the animals always settled down after a time. This one was constant for the whole 2 days, and anytime the train slowed down as you neared a town, the noise became louder. Right as the drone of the tracks kind of lulled out a little bit, you could hear the noise, and it just made you kind of sick to your stomach the whole ride. And if you weren't so damn intent on getting closer to the Pie Fest, you would have jumped off the train states earlier.
That makes sense. So I tell Franny and Rutherford exactly what you told me. The only thing I keep from them is the part about me feeling really unsettled by it. I'm going to eventually take Cully and Joe aside and let them know that I felt there might be some sort of supernatural, unsavory aspect to whatever that sound was. And no, Bello, you're not part of the Scooby Gang. We've set up a Scooby Gang for supernatural stuff only. You can earn a spot in if you're open-minded enough.
Oh, he's more than open-minded.
I'm pretty open-minded. Have you seen my chicken truck? I'm just saying.
So, yeah, that's how I divvy up the information.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So go? Is this the...
Yes. So, Michael, do you need to hear what my plan is?
Not necessarily. We can kind of roll with it. I mean, you probably stop me if there's like pertinent. So I do need to know what the plan is, like how you're planning to get there. I guess I should say that.
To get to my
chicken
office.
Mobile.
Well, I mean, good Lord. Do we trust the chicken mobile for all six of us?
It's like the mystery mobile. It's like the mystery
machine.
Mystery machine.
Culligan, can you make a luck roll?
And I'm going to return Boone's gum to him.
Yeah, I got it. I more than got it.
Okay.
What happened?
Nothing. I just needed to know.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So I say I'd love to ride in the chicken mobile.
Did Richard have his own car?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a great question.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Richard did have his own car. Sure.
All right.
I bet he had a couple. I bet he had a couple cars.
Then the three of us should ride.
Cool.
Rutherford should drive Richard's car, and the three of us should go that way, so that we show up seeming legit and not seeming connected to the chicken dude.
Okay.
Who's legit in his own way?
I just don't pretty sus. So something else.
Culligan has to ride with you guys.
Yeah, well, because aren't you
going in with Rutherford?
Yeah, aren't you Rutherford's assistant?
Yeah.
Are you dressed appropriately to be a scientific intern?
No.
Then
No. I've got
figure that
cap
out.
on. I've got sort of a grubby, not dirty, but like a slightly grubby shirt, just some pants, a tear or two. I'm not well off.
Keeper, are we able to find some decent clothing in Richard's house, or do we need to go shopping for it?
He did. I was going to say, didn't he clothe Culligan? He had everything.
there actually are clothes for me in the basement. So he would keep like.
It's getting weird.
God, I hate this so much. I hate it so much.
It's a pit in the basement. There's clothes and there's lotion in a basket.
It puts the clothes on. It puts them on in the basement.
So nothing fancy by any measure, but just basically like some clean clothes if I ever need them.
Great.
Not
wonderful.
Okay. So are those clothes acceptable for passing as a scientific intern?
That question.
Yeah, don't
pretty
wear
nice
your
clothes.
chaps.
Yeah, I would say given the time period and a scientific intern, however, Richard did have a certain style about him and probably would have had the same. So Culligan could have, he won't have a lab coat, but certainly dressy clothes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not fancy, but
but acceptable for the times and the
certainly not
through his hair.
Certainly not child from the straits clothes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Hey, Culligan, what size is your character?
Well,
is it possible Bello has a coat that would be used for butchering chickens that he could lend over to Cully?
That's what I'm thinking. A white lab coat is perfect.
Oh, yeah. I'll go with that.
I have a younger cousin, Biddy Poulet. He's
No. You were doing fine. You were doing.
Am I doing okay?
Fine. Yeah, you were doing good before that.
Just to be clear, and there's no blood on this. There's no chicken feathers in the pockets.
No, they are bloodless.
No fried chicken.
Chickens.
No fried chicken anywhere.
No.
Oh my god, this is not chicken. This is supernatural nonsense.
Bello happened to have a white coat, a white knee-length kind of cooking jacket, so to speak, an extra one. It has a chicken on it, but you can easily lift the embroidery off so that it looks more like a lab coat.
Okay, great. So we'll get Cully all set up.
Okay.
And then we'll head out in Richard's car.
Okay.
And I'll let you all know if you the signal for a distraction when I'm accruing the most attention is going to be I'm gonna accidentally bump my car horn.
And what does that horn sound like?
You ask a very good question. That horn sounds something like this.
Okay.
It didn't work that well with your microphone.
We got the
It
idea,
didn't work. It's a chicken sound. There's chickens going off when you hit the horn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course there is.
That would even be better. In fact, it's a traditional rooster crow. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I'm going to help you, right, Bello?
Yes, you are, Joe Barnes. I'm never doing that again. Joe Barnes, you can join.
And Mr. One more time.
And Mr. Boone, if you.
And what is that sound that you're doing?
That's a chicken getting hit by a car.
Very, very special chicken.
Did you hurt yourself, Emily? What happened? Did you run into your computer?
It's a very weird and unexpected snort.
Wow, that came out of you. I was wondering who that snort came from.
That was me. Yep, that was me.
Special. All right.
It didn't feel
Mr.
good.
Bello. Mr. Bello, if you don't mind, I'll ride with you, and I'll just stay hidden in the chicken truck. And if I sense something bad's happening, I can come out and create a distraction by being
A distraction on a distraction.
on a distraction. Yep, a double distraction.
Okay.
Yes.
Who's in the chicken truck?
Joe Barnes
is.
and Boone.
Okay, and then the other three are in a car, correct?
Yes.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm driving, and they're in the back, and they're in seats that look like half eggs.
Wow. Is it a Harry Potter car? Like inside it's way bigger than it is on the outside.
When we're done with this show, we're going to film Chicken Chainsaw Massacre and just do the whole sort up.
Does your radio in the car play the chicken dance constantly?
No, but when we're driving over, I will ask you guys if you want the windows open.
It's like
Yes,
it's like
it
the
would be
Pontiac
good to have
Fiero
some
and,
fresh air. Smells a little
Perfect.
like chicken.
Yes, at which point I will use a crank and it'll lift both wings up, and so you'll have sort of fresh air coming in from the sides, but you could fall out, so don't do that.
I'll strap myself into the egg.
Please do. The egg chairs are quite safe.
Wayne, were you thinking
It's-
about the How I Met Your Mother Pontiac Fiero that only plays one song?
And I would walk 500.
That's the
All right. So the chicken mobile heads off, and
No. Chicken dance.
heads,
Is that
heads
how
down
the
towards
lyrics
the
go?
laboratory. It was very subdued. Who's driving, Franny or Rutherford?
No, I think
Ooh.
Rutherford's driving, right?
Let's see. Driving an auto, a whopping 20%.
That's only that you're
I know.
okay.
Yeah, that's only if you're doing
for like
special moves.
chases and you're just driving a car.
Don't worry. He drives like Lanny O'Patty.
Oh,
Okay.
sweet Jesus.
Joe, you're pretty excited as you ride in the chicken mobile and as you ride through town. I mean, this is kind of cool for you, right? Like Joe, you're not in a
Yeah.
car that often, And
I don't know if I've ever been in a car.
Yeah, and
I don't know that this qualifies as a car.
Does the head of the chicken go back and forth as it drives?
No, but the tail goes up and down.
Yeah, that's also where the exhaust goes. So you just have this little stream from the chicken butt on the backside.
I'm not looking for too much reality, but I got to ask, what happened to the wood fire?
It's don't we have
we don't talk about the wood fire.
Here's the question nobody has asked that I've been fearful of, and I'm going to out myself, and that is, how do I keep any of this shit cold? And that is,
Well, eggs are good at room temperature for weeks.
I'd like to think I have a small
chicken.
ice box.
No,
with
I think we
tenders.
established how you
Big
keep it
block
cold.
of ice.
You keep it in your pockets.
I got an ice box. It's fine. We keep the tenders.
Or that could be one of the other secrets of your
That's
operation.
mystery, yeah.
Mhm.
That they're bloodless, boneless, they're always chilled.
Right.
Oh, it's like
They clearly come from another dimension that you have access to.
it's like the milk the Parmalat milk. It's like you put it on a shelf. It doesn't need refrigeration. It's strange.
Shelf stable.
It comes in little cardboard containers. The chicken.
Yeah, when you put it down on the counter, it sort of inchworms itself.
No.
across.
Jesus.
It's not actually
All right,
chicken. It's just not chicken.
Okay.
All right. So the three of you are headed through town. Joe, you're just kind of in awe, and Bello, you're really excited to be making this pitch to the government. This is a big opportunity for your franchise. And as silly as you may seem, you are the head of a burgeoning franchise. I'll get that word out. So the three of you are making your way towards the laboratory, and you arrive at the front gates, and you are greeted by a well-armed military personnel, and who fairly abruptly says, "State your business."
So, hello there. My name is Bello Poulet, and I'm here with an appointment with your culinary crew to purvey my chicken wares.
Cafeteria's third building to the left. Stay within the yellowed parking lanes. Deviation from that path places you subject to arrest. Public facilities are the only ones available to you. Please follow ahead. And he waves you through.
Thank you, sir. I have like a business card, and I'll see if he wants it.
No, thank you, sir. I can't accept any gifts.
Oh, that's a smart man right there. You tell your commanding officer he trained you quite well, and I'll put her along.
The gift of a business card.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I laughed. It's so funny.
My God. I've always wanted one.
Sadly, I can't take it.
And as you pull into the parking area, you do notice that the lanes into the parking area, you can see it's clearly demarcated, that there is a yellow, essentially path that he was explaining to you. That is, and Franny, you would know what this references. Like the whole base is, in some ways, at least the parts you've been in are fairly color coded to make access understandable. So you're able to follow along, Bello.
Wouldn't it be odd if every car park there was a chicken mobile?
Well, there's actually a cow mobile and a pig mobile. They're taking.
Yeah, you got to park in the mobile section.
You got some
lot of
serious
competition.
Yep, they're taking them all today. And a tofu mobile, oddly. It's a very progressive base in the 40s.
Squirrel mobile.
It's just a big block with wheels.
Critter mobile.
Oh, my lord. Madam Bovinery is here with her. Anyway, we'll keep going.
Bovineria.
Yeah, that's what I heard was Madam Gonorrhea, too.
That's a different mobile.
Boviner. We can't keep going. It was a joke.
Yeah, we should just stop. Okay. All right. Rutherford, you're pulling through town, and Franny, you're in the front seat, and this is what do we got in this era? Is this it's a convertible car? We'll say that there's no top because
Excellent.
Richard's
Yeah,
a convertible kind of guy, and Culligan, you're in the half seat in the back, and though you've ridden with Richard many times, you're quite excited, right? Like riding in a car always brings you a lot of joy. And you're pretty excited actually to have Joe ride in one of Richard's cars because they're pretty fantastic.
No, Joe's not with us. Joe's in.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, like, as you're sitting in the back, you're thinking about, wow, I can't wait to have Joe ride in one of these cars. Like, they're even more exciting than the Chicken Mobile. And so you're kind of experiencing all those emotions. As you turn through town, Rutherford, Culligan, you jump out of your seat because they're disheveled and wandering somewhat in a confused manner down the street near the theater is Richard.
Whoa!
Oh my God! I quickly race over.
Stop the car. So is the car stopped?
Whoa, Rutherford! You don't see Richard. Culligan sees Richard.
Is the car stopped?
No, y'all are driving. You're headed to the
I yell
laboratory.
as loud as I can. Stop the car! Rutherford, stop the car!
What for? We need
Stop
to get
the
to
car! I saw
facility.
Richard.
And then hit the brakes, and of course I reach over to Franny so she doesn't go through the windshield.
Oh, the old
What's
stop
it called?
short.
Right.
Stop short.
You go from a whopping 15 miles an hour to 0.
In our
What
old
is
Hudson.
happening, Culligan?
And it's like
I just saw Richard. He was wandering the street. How far past him did we drive? It couldn't be that far because I was screaming.
Yeah. Not far, like maybe 20, 30 feet.
I get out. I just say, it's Richard. And I jump out of the back seat and
I
go
would jump out too.
sprinting towards him.
Okay. And it's Richard
Yep.
in the same suit from the night before. And he just has a really confused look on his face.
Uh-oh.
Richard,
And,
you just disappeared. You got taken away from us. What happened?
I'm Richard.
Oh dear.
But I know you're Richard. I'm Cully. But what happened to you? You were there last night. We were at the magic show, and then you just disappeared.
Hi, Cully. Yeah, I'm Richard. And on that, we'll stop for the night.
Rutherford,
Wow.
Franny.
What a great... So I knew that was coming, and I was so involved in it, I didn't get ready to do this. So with that, we are going to call it a night. That was an amazing cliffhanger, Michael. So until next week, if you would like to find us online, we are at underthelibrary.com. On Instagram, Under the Library. Twitter, Under the LIB. If you'd like to see us on video, or on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube and you just want to hear us, we're anywhere you get your podcasts. And again, if you would like to support the show, you can do so at patreon.com/underthelibrary. And if you would like to play our module, you can find A Snake's Oil on Drive-Thru RPG. So until next time, for me, for Michael, Emily, Chris, Scott, Wayne, and Rick, thanks very much for joining us, and we will see you next time.